Hello, my dear students, and welcome to Lesson 3 of our computer education class. So we are halfway of Chapter 1, and for this video lesson, we will talk about software basics. After completing Lesson 3, you should be able to demonstrate deep understanding and deep awareness on how operating systems and how computer applications work. This video lesson will specifically cover the definition of operating system, the job of operating system, the types of operating system, and the definition and types of computer applications. Okay, so let's start. So first things first, let's define operating system. Operating system manages the computer's memory and processes, as well as all of its software and hardware. Okay, please take note that since your operating system manages both hardware and software, it is considered that an operating system is the most important software that runs on a computer. So you will understand it better later when we discuss the job of the operating system. Your operating system allows you to communicate with your computer without you knowing how to speak the computer's language. So, I have mentioned in the previous lessons that your computer can only understand two language, and that is 0 and 1. Those two binary codes. So those are only the language, or those are machine language that can be understood by your computer. But with the use of your operating system, you can communicate with your computer without knowing how to speak their language. And because of this, without an operating system, your computer is useless. So without operating system, even if you type so many characters using your keyboard, even if you click your mouse, okay, nothing will happen without an operating system. Okay, so that's the operating system. Your computer operating system manages all of the software and hardware on the computer, as mentioned earlier. Okay, and for me to simplify the job of your operating system, let's take this scenario. Okay, so listen carefully on this scenario for you to understand the job of the operating system. By the way, an operating system is classified as a software and not as a hardware or peopleware. Okay, so take this scenario. So most of the time, there are several different computer programs running at the same time. So for example, you opened Facebook, you opened Microsoft Word, you opened Solitaire, you opened another internet browser. Okay, so there are several different computer programs running at the same time. And all these programs need to access your computer's central processing unit. Diba? So we mentioned in the previous lesson that when you click your mouse, when you open a document, when you type a letter using your keyboard, you are sending instruction to your central processing unit, right? If you can remember that, okay? And when there are different programs running at the same time, you open the program, then you are sending instruction to your central processing unit, okay? And for your computer or for your instruction, okay, to be brought doon sa central processing unit, okay, for these programs to access these programs, yung mga naka-open na program, to access the central processing unit and also the memory and storage, of course, kailangan yon. Okay, they will be needing you will be needing, or the operating system will be coordinating this process. Okay, so the operating system coordinates all of this to make sure each program gets what it needs. So when you open a program, you are sending instruction to the central processing unit, and kung sino yung nagko-coordinate, bakit nadadala doon sa CPU, bakit nadadala doon sa memory or storage yung binigay mong instruction using your input-output device, that is because your operating system is present. Okay? Your operating system manages all the instructions. okay, and coordinate them with the hardware. So you are the user. So let's take a look at this figure here. So there is a user. Yun yung yellow box. For example, I am the user. Okay, I have my system software installed and application software. So I have Microsoft Word, Facebook, Google Chrome installed in my computer. Okay, and system software actually are the utilities. Okay, your operating system is also a system software. Okay, installed na siya. Considering na installed na siya doon sa computer. Okay, so the user opened various programs. So yung sinabi nga natin kanina na mga programs, games man yan, word processor man yan, web browser man yan, like Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome, those are programs and those are application software. You opened several programs. So what operating systems will do is that it will coordinate the instruction given. So, yung instruction na binigay ng user, i-coordinate ng operating system sa hardware. So, i-coordinate niya kay CPU. Okay, CPU, please process this. So, the user double-click Microsoft Word. Okay, so ang instruction, syempre, pag dinouble-click mo ang Microsoft Word na icon sa desktop mo, ang instruction na binibigay ng user dun sa computer is open Microsoft Word. Okay? And for your computer to open Microsoft Word, i-coordinate ni operating system, okay, sa CPU to open, okay, this is the instruction CPU, you open Microsoft Word. Okay, so yun yung pinakasimple na kaya kong ibigay, okay, na explanation on how your operating system works. Okay, so kaya sabi ko kanina, without an operating system, your computer is useless. Kasi walang mangyayaring communication inside your computer. Kasi walang magmamanage, walang magko-coordinate nung mga instruction doon sa hardware mo. Okay, so that's the job of an operating system. Operating system usually come preloaded on any computer you buy. Ibig sabihin ng preloaded, when you buy a computer, when you purchase a computer, installed na yung operating system. Microsoft Windows operating system man yan, Mac OS man yan, Macintosh operating system, or Linux operating system. Kung bibili ka ng computer mo, preloaded na yung mga yan. Ibig sabihin, naka-install na siya. Naka-install na yung operating system and is ready to use. Okay? Most people use the operating system that comes with their computer. So when you purchase, you use what is being installed in your computer. But take note also that it's possible to upgrade or even change your operating systems. Okay? So there are three most common operating system types, okay, of operating system for personal computers. Okay, and these are Microsoft Windows. Okay, it is developed by the Microsoft company, Mac OS, okay, or Macintosh OS, and Linux. Okay, and we will discuss each type as we go on with the lesson. So these are the most common types of operating system that comes preloaded or that are already installed when you buy a computer or a personal computer. Modern operating systems use a graphical user interface or GUI or pronounced as GUI. Okay, so a graphical user interface or commonly known as GUI is the graphical environment of your operating system, wherein you have a desktop and a mouse pointer. Your screen displays your application panels and icons as well on your desktop. And each item on your desktop represents files or programs installed in your system or computer system. A GUI or a GUI lets you use your mouse to click icons or buttons and menus, and everything is clearly displayed on the screen using a combination of graphics and text. So may mga nakikita kayong text, may mga nakikita kayong pictures, those are considered as graphics, okay? And yung nakikita nyo sa screen nyo, take note, okay? Nakikita niyong buttons, text, icons, how your icons are arranged, how the buttons are placed. Okay, that's the graphical environment. That's the appearance of your desktop. And that is called its graphical user interface. And please take note, guys, that each operating system's GUI has a different look and feel. So if you switch to a different operating system, it may seem unfamiliar at first. But however, modern operating systems are designed to be easy to use, and the most basic principles are the same. So for example, lahat sila merong taskbar where you can click a start menu, okay, and lalabas yung mga installed na programs doon sa computer mo. Okay, you can also see here the time and date, okay, the current time and date na nakaset sa computer mo. Okay, there are icons. Yun yung common sa GUI nung tatlo na sinabi ko kanina na types ng operating system. So if you can see dito sa screen, there are three GUI, three operating system GUI or graphical user interface environment. So kung titingnan nyo, may common pa rin sa kanila. Okay, you still double-click a mouse to open that program. You still hover your mouse on a certain menu or a certain icon for you to see what's the name of that program. You still click, okay, a button to open a list of menu. Okay, so very common yun sa kanila. So yun yung graphical user interface. It's the graphical environment of your operating system. Where your icons are located, where are the buttons located, okay, gaano kalalaki yung mga icons, nakabox ba yung mga programs, okay, so yun ang GUI. And lahat ng operating systems ninyo may graphical user interface. Kasi ang purpose naman is for it to be user-friendly para pag ginamit ng kahit first user, alam niya kung ano yung gamit ng mga icons and buttons na yon. Okay, so the first type of operating system, pinakita ko kanina, yung graphical user interface is the Microsoft Windows. Okay, so the Microsoft company yon created the Windows operating systems or system in the mid-1980s. So there have been many different versions of Windows, but the most recent ones are Windows 10, so which was released in 2015. So yung nakikita nyo na figure or image dun sa screen is the graphical user interface of Windows 10. And ito yung very common. Okay, this is the operating system we can see for newer computers nowadays. Pero parang meron ng Windows 11, pero hindi pa siya common sa mga nabibili nating computers or laptops nowadays. So we have the start button, we have the taskbar, we have the notification area, and of course the desktop where you can see the different icons of the programs that are installed in the computer. Okay, so this is the one of the recent version of Windows OS. Okay, the first or the second is Windows 8. We also have Windows 8 and this was released last 2012. So this is the GUI of Windows 8. So ganyan, pag click mo ang start button, ganyan yung lalabas. Walang lalabas na parang or magpa-pop up. Walang magpa-pop up na ganun. Mag-i-slide siya actually, tas lalabas siyang mga yan. So, naka-box using different colors yung mga programs na installed. We also have Windows 7 and I think you are familiar with this kasi parang ganito yung ginagamit sa mga computer laboratories and even internet shops. Okay, so this is the graphical user interface of Windows 7. So, we have the desktop icons. Okay, we have the start button in the form of a glossy circle button. We have the taskbar is still and the notification icons. Okay, so this was released on 2009. We also have Windows Vista. Ewan ko kung naabutan nyo pa to. This was released 2007. Okay, and these are some recent versions of Windows. Siyempre, in our times, meron pang Windows 1995, Windows 1997, abutan namin lahat yan. Okay, but the recent ones are this, yung pinakita ko sa inyo. And Windows operating system comes preloaded on most new PCs. And this will help us, or this makes it easier, or this makes it popular, Windows is the most popular operating system in the world. Okay, kasi usually pag bibili ka ng laptop ngayon sa mga pwesto, ganito yung operating system na ginagamit nila. Mac OS, or previously called OS X, is a line of operating systems created by Apple. So if you see the beaten Apple logo sa mga phones, sa mga computers, okay, that's an Apple product. Okay, it comes, and this operating systems come preloaded on all Macintosh computers. So hindi siya pwedeng install actually sa mga Windows computer. Kaya nga Windows for Windows, Mac OS for Macintosh computers, or Macs, yung tinatawag nilang Macs, MACS, okay? So according to StatCounter Global Stats, okay, survey, Mac OS users account for less than 3% of global operating systems. So hindi ko yata nabanggit kanina earlier, with Windows, okay, Windows users account for less than, or users account to 80% of global operating systems. So there are, kung 100% sana, lahat ng tao, for example, gumagamit ng computer, 80% of the population are using Windows operating system, and 10% or even less than percent are using Mac OS. Okay, much lower than the percentage of Windows users. Okay, one reason siguro kung bakit konti lang ang gumagamit ng Apple computers is because they tend to be more expensive. Mas mahal ang mga Apple products. Kasi ang advantage na napansin ko lang din, ang mga Apple products hindi basta-basta yan pinapasok ng virus, unlike Windows. Okay, hindi ka rin basta-basta makakapag-install ng kung ano-anong programs, okay? Sometimes you need to purchase, okay, that program before you can install it to your computer or to your cell phone, okay? However, some people prefer the look and feel of Mac OS over Windows. So according to them, it is more user-friendly than Windows. Some of the specific versions of Mac OS include Mojave, if I pronounce it right, which was released in 2018, and that is the graphical user interface of that version. We have also High Sierra, which was released in 2017, and Sierra that was released in 2016. Okay, so yun yung mga latest versions naman ng Mac OS or Macintosh OS. Then we have Linux. Okay. Linux is a family of open source operating systems. Pag sinabi nating open source, it means they can be modified, they can be distributed by anyone around the world. This is different from proprietary software like Windows, which can only be modified by the company that owns it. So, Microsoft lang ang pwedeng mag-modify ng Windows. Pag open source, pwede siyang i-modify. Okay? And the advantages of Linux is that, or that it is free. Open source kasi siya, so free siya. And there are many different distributions or versions you can choose from. Okay, according to the StatCounter Global Stats, kung 80% ang users account for 80% for Windows, less than 10% for Mac OS. For Linux naman, users account is less than 2% of global operating systems. Okay. However, most servers run Linux because it's relatively easy to customize kasi you can edit nga, you can modify, okay, the look and feel of a Linux operating system. Okay, so 2% lang ang gumagamit. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Free naman siya, pero kokonti lang yung gumagamit around the world. Okay, so those are the types of operating system. The operating systems we've been talking about so far, okay, were designed to run on a desktop computer or a laptop computer, but also take note that mobile devices such as phones, tablet computers, MP3 players are different from desktop and laptop computers. So if they are different with laptops and desktop computers, they also run different operating system. Okay, so there are specific operating systems that are specifically also designed for mobile devices. So examples of mobile operating systems include Apple iOS. So Apple here, the image at my right, okay, or at the right of the screen is an example of user interface of Apple iOS. Okay, so ang tawag naman natin sa operating system ng mga mobile devices that are created by the Apple company are Apple iOS. And ang tawag naman natin sa mga operating system ng mga Samsung, ng mga Cherry Mobile, mga ganon. Okay, these are examples of Google Android. Okay, so in the screenshot or in the pictures that we can see on the screen, you can also see iOS here and also on iPad pala. So operating systems for mobile devices generally aren't as fully featured as those made for desktop and laptop computers, and they aren't able to run all of the same software. However, you can still do a lot of things with them. You can watch movies, you can browse the web, you can manage your calendar, you can play games using your mobile devices. So pag mga Apple products, Apple iOS ang tawag sa operating system niya. Pag mga products naman ng for example, Samsung, Cherry Mobile, Huawei, ano pa ba yung mga sikat na phone brands, okay? Google Android naman yung ginagamit nilang operating system. Now, let's proceed to the second part of video lesson 3, so applications. So, you may have heard people talking about using a program, an application, or an app. So, yun yung common. But what exactly does that mean? Okay, so simply put, an app is a type of software that allows you to perform specific, okay, take note of that word, allows you to perform specific tasks. Okay, so applications for desktop computers or laptop computers are sometimes called desktop applications, while those for mobile devices, we call it mobile apps. So pag computer desktop application, pag cellphone, we call it mobile app or mobile application. So when you open an application, it runs inside the operating system unless or until you close it. So most of the time, you will have more than one application open at the same time, which is known as multitasking. Okay, and this is one capability of an operating system. So you can open various or several applications at the same time. So app is a common term for an application, especially for simple applications that can be downloaded inexpensively or even for free. Okay, so ako alam ko sa mga cellphones nyo ngayon, sa mga computers nyo ngayon, you have already downloaded apps are actually computer programs, but they are classified as application software. Ang operating system are classified as system software. Okay, application software can be installed, but take note guys that uh, there is a need to install first an operating system before you can install an application software. So kung wala kang operating system, hindi ka rin pwedeng mag-install ng apps or applications. Okay? So many apps are also available for mobile devices, and also sa ngayon may mga smart TVs na tayo, so we can also install apps using our smart TVs. So these are examples of applications or apps. We have Google Chrome, we have Google Docs, we have Gmail or Google Mail, Google Drive. Okay, these are just example. Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Candy Crush, Mobile Legend. Those are examples of apps because they can be installed, they can be purchased, or they come free, okay, from the Play Store or Play Store kung sa cellphone man, okay, a Chrome Store kung kukunin mo siya sa Google Chrome, okay, pag iPhone naman or iPad nakalimutan, iTunes yata, hindi. Nakalimutan ko yung App Store naman ang tawag nila. Okay? And you can buy there or you can get it free. And you can download that to your laptop or computer. So there are countless desktop applications, but they will fall into several categories. But some common, okay, types of applications we have here are word processors, we have web browsers, we have media players, and we have games. Some are more full-featured like Microsoft Word, which is a word processor, while others may only do one or two things, like a clock or a calendar app. So they are designed to do specific tasks only. Okay, and yan yung mga few types of applications that you can or that you might use. Okay, word processor, okay, allows you to write a letter. Alam nyo na ang gamit ng Microsoft Word, but there are other uh, other word processors that you can use like Google Docs. Gusto mo mag-edit ng documents online. You also have WPS Office, which you can install and use in your cell phones. You have Free Office, Only Office, LibreOffice. Okay, so these are also word processors that you can use to do the same task. Like you write a letter, you design a flyer, and create other types of documents, you can use those, okay? But the most well-known word processor is Microsoft Word. Okay? So, yan yung ginagamit natin sa mga internet shops or laboratories. We also have web browsers. And this is a tool that you can use to access the internet. So, most computers come with a web browser pre-installed. Pero parang ang pre-installed yata na web browser is Internet Microsoft Edge. Okay, so yun yata. But since yun lang yung preloaded, you can download, okay, different one if you prefer. Example, you can download Mozilla Firefox, you can download Google Chrome. These are for Windows based. Ang Safari is a web browser that is used for Apple products, for Mac OS or iOS. Okay, Apple iOS. Okay, and these are examples of desktop apps, web browsers that you can download and install into your computer or mobile devices. We also have media players. These are also examples of desktop apps. And since tinatawag silang media players, obviously, this can be used if you want to listen to MP3s or watch movies you've downloaded. Okay, you need to use a media player. Ang very common na ginagamit natin or ang preloaded na media player pag bumili tayo ng laptop is the Windows Media Player. Yung second na parang may play button dyan sa mga pictures na yan. iTunes, okay, yung fourth photo na nandito sa bottom right, iTunes is specifically used for iOS devices, Mac OS or Apple iOS. Okay? For newer Windows operating system, ang ginagamit natin is Movies, parang Movies yata yung pangalan ng media player, or yung VLC, if you're familiar with VLC media player. Okay, so this can be used to listen to music or to watch movies using your computers. We also have games. These are popular, okay, desktop apps, okay. There are many types of games you can play on your computer. They range from card games like Solitaire to action games like Mobile Legend, okay. So many action games require a lot of computing power, so they may not work unless you have a newer computer. So if you can remember yung diniscuss natin last time, if you want an improved performance, specifically if you are playing games using your computer, then you will be needing also a higher uh, uh, or a more, yes, a higher version of a video card. So you will be needing a more powerful video card. Okay, so desktop and laptop computers, yun yung na-discuss natin sa mga previous slides natin. But take note that these are not only the device, these aren't the only devices that can run applications. So, since meron din namang operating systems ang mga mobile phones natin, then you can also download apps for mobile devices like your smartphones and tablets. And here are a few examples of mobile apps. You have Gmail, okay? You can use the Gmail, yung parang M dyan. You can use this to easily view and send emails from your mobile devices. And this is available for Android operating system and iOS devices. We also have Instagram. You can use Instagram to quickly share photos with your friends and family. And this is available for Android also and iOS. We have also Duolingo. This is an app that uses a combination of quizzes, games, and other activities. And this app can help you learn new language. It's also available for Android and iOS. Of course, hindi lang yan yung mga uh, applications na pwede nyong i-install sa desktop computers nyo or sa mga mobile phones ninyo. And as of now, I'm expecting that you are thinking of some applications that you can download and install into your desktop or into your mobile devices. At baka I will be asking that on your quiz. And of course, alam nyo na kung ano yung isasagot ninyo. Okay, congratulations guys on finishing lesson 3 of chapter 1. Okay, so congratulations on finishing lesson 3 of chapter 1. So if you still have questions, clarifications, or any concerns regarding the topic, or you have suggestions for me to improve my instruction, please feel free to contact me via my email address, my Facebook, or via our group chat. Thank you everyone for staying with me until the end of lesson 3. So for our next lesson, we will talk about using a computer. See you guys at the next video lesson.